Hello everyone, it's me again and with my fourth journal, and this one is called Valentine. I made it with the two envelopes that I hinged together because the envelopes are top loading. It measures 4 3/4 inches wide by 7 3/4 inches high. The closure is eyelets with this ribbon, and there's one hand stitch signature for a total of 56 pages. The base digital that I use is from Nostalgie Grafikland called Shabby Chic Journal Kit. And from TaylorMade Journals, I used a vintage Valentine elements, which mostly I used in here, and some are original elements for Valentine's. The Booksmith shop labels, Screech All Studio, the H paper, and some vintage lace also from TaylorMade Journals. So in the front, I fussy cut this little fella, and I put this label here, February 14th. I put a little bit of trim on the spine, and here's the back. We'll open her up. So here is the top loading page, and if I can get the card, I made a I can't get it out now. Oh Lord. Okay, I want to show you the oh, you're not going to believe what I did. I punched my eyelet through the journaling card, so there's going to be some repairs to do. And I did the same in the back. So anyway, we'll go through the journal and I'll have to repair that. So here, and I also used some scrapbooking paper. This is scrapbooking paper as a journaling page, and these are from TaylorMade Journal Valentine pack. Here is a vintage calling card sample. Get these here. I have a hard time with my fingers. Oh, Lord. Here's a vintage calling card. It's a sample of pack 4, so it must have been a salesman sample with some little tickets, a variety of tickets. A music sheet from the TaylorMade Valentine. I won't repeat myself because all the elements come from the TaylorMade Vintage Valentine packet. And this is watercolor paper with a little tab here with hearts. This is a vintage envelope from 1918 from Argentina, and I just love the color, and it was an airmail envelope. That color is picks up on the lines on this page here. Some trim with hearts. Here is a side pocket. I layered some hearts and sewed down the middle and just anchored it with a label. And I had ordered, I just received it yesterday. It's a label that says assorted chocolates. Who doesn't want chocolates for St. Valentine? Here is a vintage postcard dated 1907 from Austria. Yeah, because it's Vienna. Here is a calling card. This is a scan. I'll never be able to give up the original with the calling card inside. I think it's just so sweet. But I scanned it and I used it that way. Here is also this is a vintage thank you card, and it lifts up with a Denison label, and I made a pocket. So there's a guest check with some fussy cutting from my Etsy shop, a French message pad from my Etsy shop. These are elements from the Vintage Valentine's pack. Forget-me-not music sheet, and then there was a forget-me-not bouquet that I fussy cut and I layered on top. That's scrapbook paper. Here is some writing paper and journaling cards from the vintage Valentine collection. A heart-shaped doily. I love this paper. This Shabby Chic. This is it's a clip art. I think it's from the old design shop. I'm not sure. Here, a fussy cut. That's that lace, vintage lace, digital from TaylorMade journals. And with the label. Here is an envelope in the middle. And I have inside here from a 1949 agenda. I put the February 14th page. In this, there's a lace side pocket. It's a vintage Valentine's card, and it's dated 1961. This is a Valentine for you, with a little saying, "My love always." I think it says Pam, I'm not sure. The other side of that doily. Here's a pocket and a vintage St. Valentine's greeting postcard. Unfortunately, there's no date on it. It went to Sugar Run in Pennsylvania. These are from the vintage Valentine pack. A flinch card from the 1920s. And this is a plain card. I just had to include him. The King of Hearts. It's quite fancy. I just got those the other day. The other side of that music sheet. Here is a flip out. This is a vintage Valentine, Be My Own Valentine, but there's a piece was missing, and there was a piece of Scotch tape up here. So I kind of played with it and included it in this collage with this little label. This is from a vintage French book. A belly band, and I have a guest check from my Etsy shop with some fussy cutting from the vintage Valentine pack. Same as this one. The other side of that envelope from Argentina. I just love this back, and it looks like a X. You know, we put X and O's for kisses and hugs. That's what it reminded me of. I really like that. Also, this vintage Valentine, it was a bit of damage, so I glued it down, and in here I just put some journaling cards from the vintage Valentine pack. And the jeweler's envelope. Here is some collage, some fussy cutting, a vintage label, and this is the back to my Valentine. And inside, there's nothing inside. There's nothing inside. Okay, so here we are in the back. Let me see if I made the same mistake, which I probably did. Yep, I did. I punched through my journaling card, so I'll have to make some more journaling cards. So thank you for watching, and this is my little journal called Valentine. Thank you, bye-bye.